Hello and welcome. I am Dr. Anshu coming back with the Hindus editorial. So, let's have a recap what we are going to tomorrow. First of all, let's start our day with the thought of the day is education is a passport to future. Tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today. So basically education is a key for tomorrow's bright future. So, let's start the recap what we are going to cover. The session is going to be short within the 30 minutes, just covering the only important articles and editorials. And if you are new to my channel, just visit to my Hindu Analysis of January playlist. I'm uploading since January 1 and I'm continuing this series. So just have a check out. You really found it a valuable content for you. And if you like the video, just subscribe it for getting updated Hindus Analysis editorials and everyday current affairs. So let's have a recap. South will not lose LS seat on delimitation, says Shah. Second is about the government questions petitions in apex for lifetime ban on a convicted politician. Second is about the love for each other defies the state borders, and Ukraine US agreed on a preliminary minerals record. And here the spiritual journey is finally ended with the 45 days of Mahakumbh. Next is about the whooping of 1.4 crore people take a holiday upon Shivratri as the Mahakumbh draws to close. Fourth is about the editorial covering the leap backward of maternity entitlements. Fifth is the bigger tragedy is the railways systemic inertia. Sixth, covering about the impact of ethanol on environment, and I found it important, so I added it. Slow, steady, influential criminal should be elevated to justice indefinitely. Seventh is about a data presentation of 70% farmers still use a cash to sell their produce. Eighth is about why are PWDs worried about the DPD rules. And ninth is about the cancer related mortalities increase the faster among women in past decades. So these are we are going to cover in today's Hindus editorial. So let's start with the South will not lose a Lok Sabha seats on delimitation, says Shah. So we were further we have a detailed discussion about the Elimination Commission on yesterday editorial. Go and check out there. So Home Minister Amit Shah already said that it will not impact it will not affected the South state by delimitation exercises, as Narendra Modi has ensured that not single Lok Sabha seat is going to reduce as a pro data. So Shah was attempting to dismiss the concerns raised by Tamil Nadu. So Tamil Nadu Chief M.K. Stalin, who were recently warned the state could lose 8 Lok Sabha seats, and due to the delimitation it is based on population changes record, and this is called recorded ascension, and Stalin has called all party meeting for branch on March 5 for claiming that state succession. So it's the planning policy now plays the disadvantages in the term of electoral. So these are not going to happen. Will not reduce the seats. So if there is not the seats is not reducing there, Lok Sabha seats is not, so there may be another plan is made that how it will manage. So the parliament said that the southern state will not lose a single seat, and the DMK said the Indian Home Minister, confusing that Raja told press person the key question is not assured. There is no clear answers to questions whether the pro data is basis will be on the existing number of constituencies of population, or he pointed out Tamil Nadu should not be punished for achieving population control. So the pro rate basis should be based on 1971 census and existing MPs said. So next is about the government questioning in a apex court for lifetime ban on convicted politician. So there is a petitions about in apex court for lifetime ban for convicted politician. If any politician did any crime or anything and involved in, so they will not able to contest an election or being nominated to parliament, state legislature. So there is a logic behind the demand of lifetime ban. The government prison sentences under the penal laws are for specific periods, says, and few years after the convict regain their rights are prompted to rejoin society. So the A.K. Upadhyay is seeking a lifetime ban on convicted politicians from contesting elections. So the Representation of People Act 1951 of prison sentenced that the 6 year of thereafter was enough punishment to errant or a criminal legislature, and the interest is that people found guilty of breaking the law returned as a lawmaker. So once convicted, how people can come back to parliament and legislature, and there is a appropriate conflict of interest. So there is an affidavit on February 24 center reason that the penal laws impose a restrictions on the freedom and the rights of the persons for a specific period, that is the prison in sentence. The restriction ceases to be elections on a disproportionate excessive. So moving to the next is about the spiritual journey. Devotees gather at a Triveni Sangam to take a holy dip on Mahashivratri, and thus the accumulation of 45 days Mahakumbh in Prayagraj that was happening from 13 January to 26 Feb. So there is also one issues about will not allow other languages to dominate Tamil, says Stalin. So basically there is also editorial I have covered yesterday about 3 language policy, national educational policy here, why not denied, he is denied by the Union Minister Dharmendra Pradhan. So here the DMK still opposing Hindi, and one of the reason is that he was still imposing it opposes that will not oppose, we won't stop it, like black in Hindi words in Tamil Nadu is second letter to party cadre to issue the imposition of Hindi. So attempt is there that Tamil has not considered any language as enemy and destroyed, and at the same time it leaves another language attempt to dominate, and such attempts have been thwarted. And this cultural history said that adding through the 3 language formula, Indian government was trying to impose Hindi and Sanskrit. So these are the sentences that imposed by that they are trying to try to impose Hindi and Sanskrit. The next is about the one important case about the love for each other defies the state border. So basically this is a story of 2 persons, it's Mohammad Ghalib and Asha Verma from Bihar and Jharkhand, that married at Kalyakulam in Kerala early this month and hailing from Chitrapur in Jharkhand, and they fled to southern state following the threat allegation of love jihad. So these are the persons from Bihar and Jharkhand, and doing an interfaith marriage. Mohammad Ghalib from Jharkhand and Asha Verma, they are married at Kalyakulam, Kerala at Appuz district early this month, and after reportedly facing threats of casing of love jihad from their home state. So in Ramgarh district, Kerala this month following. So according to what happened in this situation, like the state police and the Kerala police, they have seen that there is a false allegation regarding this person, that they kidnapping the Asha and accusing him of kidnapping, and Jharkhand police had filed the cases against him. So he added, after registering the false case of Jharkhand police came and recorded our statement on February 4th. So there is his friend that helped him. So there is a friend advised that to come to Kerala and get married to the Kanyakulam. So their relatives also came there and then Mrs. Verma relative reached there Kalyakulam to refuse, and she refused to go with them. So couple arrived in Kerala and advised a friend who worked with Ghalib in West Asia. So basically the case is that his arranged marriages, man in 40s and learning or Ghalib returned to India. So protested erupt mainly from the led by leader of member of Asha community, and subsequently the allegations of love jihad. So there is a basically there is a they are facing there is a denial of their rights also, like there is a article 21, the right to life and privacy, article 19, and they also did the marriages in both religion, like in Hindu community and Muslim community also, but still their parents, all relatives become, uh, they don't accepting these marriages, and they were in the like of honor killing. So somehow they escaped from there and came to Kerala for this, uh, and these appeared these cases to their Kerala police. So yeah, the victim, the Verma, Mrs. Verma might be become victim of honor killing. So police is providing their protections to couple upon request. So next is about Ukraine-US agree on a preliminary minerals accord. So US Ukraine agree on a preliminary mineral accords is that Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said on Wednesday, US securities guarantees that Kyiv views are vital for its war with Russia remain to decide with a full agreement. The deal with preliminary step is toward that uh, he confirmed that they reached a preliminary agreement on the broad economic deal that include US access to the Ukraine's rare earth minerals. Basically the earth minerals that is found, sorry, so the agreement is set out the terms of condition of investment fund for rebuilding the Ukraine, and this is how Ukraine needs to know that first where US stand on continue for military support. So next is about the editorial related to the first front page about the whooping of 1.4 crore people taking a holy dip on Shivratri and Mahakumbh. The Triveni, the confluence of Ganga Yamuna's mythical Saraswati Wednesday, the final snan of the Mahakumbh on Prayagraj. So about 1.4 people crore people taking a holy dip gathered here. The air is resonated with the chant of Har Har Mahadev. Devotees began gathering their various ghats, and they waiting patiently to take a holy dip at a Brahm Muhurat. Heartfelt, the Lord Shiva, the ruler of three worlds, the sacred mother Ganga, the ruler of three worlds, the sacred mother Ganga, bless everyone with the well-being of prayer and Har Har Mahadev. So here the Mahakumbh billed as the biggest religious congregations in the world of Sukhoi fighter, AN-32 and transport planes, helicopter performs the skilting maneuvers in sky of Prayagraj, and due to this Mahakumbh, now everybody knows, at least every world in this knows the this state UP Prayagraj by this covering the world level type of peoples gathered here, and already it is a UNESCO tangible heritage already given. So it is already already at a identified as a one level. So it's finally ended with the 45 events, and total pilgrim surge around is 66 crores. It's just setting a world record. Moving to the next is about a leap backward for maternity entitlements. So here basically talking about one scheme, that is it's Pradhan Mantri Matru Vandana Yojana, that estimated coverage. So here the state is surprising the cash transfer of women to the women to continue to deprive of their legal right to maternity benefit, and the main responsibility lies in the central government. So under the National Food Security, it's NFSA 2013, that all pregnant women, sorry, it's 2000, that all pregnant women except those are already covered in farmer sector are entitled to maternity benefit of 6,000. The scheme can be asked with 6,000 of a child. So at today prices is would mean 12,000 at very least. So even that course is pittance, still affirming the principle of universal maternity entitlement is entitled to the maternity benefit, and there's even the relatively well-off household pregnant women are often deprived of nutrition, food, health care of rest of time. Maternity benefits can help them to look after themselves and newborn child. Its merger are the maternity benefits under the NFSA are yet to be delivered. Pradhan Mantri Matru Vandana Yojana benefits is that it is restricted to one child family, recently extended to the second child if it is girl. So the restriction is a violation of acts. It is a blatant violation of act. Further, the benefits have ability reduced to 5,000 for the first child. So how this scanned information, even these restricted and reduced benefits are being denied to large number entitled women. The failure is well hidden because Ministry of Women and Child Development discloses very little information on the PMMVY, and this ministry seems unaware of Section 4's Right to Information Acts. Section 4 Right to Information, which calls for a proactive disclosure of information, basic information. It's public domain. So ministry, however, did not receive to just remember in which scheme it is come, Ministry of Women and Child Development. So the first installment is a broad definition, like first installment is 3,000, and the strict condition applies to the second installment, front loaded for second child girl. The estimated as sobering effective coverage peaked at unimpressive 36% in 1920 and declined sharply after that, a partial revival of 2023. So there is a just effective coverage of crash to just 9%. The official line is, we discuss here that this figure of concern in Department of Women are not denying the facts. It's like when it is launched is 2017, and has begun plagued with all complication along. More than a few them are related to Aadhaar based payment, digital tyranny. There have been numerous reports that draw attention to instead. So the example of Tamil Nadu and Odisha. Here the states such as Tamil Nadu, Odisha have shown the possibility of designing simple and effective maternity benefit scheme 1987 and 2009 onward. So PMVY, it's PMVY 10,000 a child in Odisha and 18,000 Tamil Nadu. Basically these two states giving a very much benefited, like 10,000 in Odisha and 80,000 Tamil Nadu, and in Odisha amount was double ahead of 2024 and after 2024 it is double ahead. In Tamil Nadu, Dravida Munithra Kajam DMK party promised to increase it 24,000 in 2021 elections. So the PMVY benefit is for their part never have been raised despite being lower than NFSA norms in first place. Not only amount is higher in Odisha, Tamil Nadu, but there is implementation is much better. The figure reported Odisha's economic survey suggests the covered is about 64% of all birth in 2021, and Tamil Nadu coverage was 84% in 23-24. In formal sector, Indian women enjoy a full 26 week of paid maternity leave based on 2070 Amendment Act. But in organized sector, they are get a flat 5,000 if they have lucky enough to survive all the hoops. So the time has come to admit PMVY is a flop show. Central government seems to be more concerned with saving money than with the helping pregnant women. So as a result, they removed the program that could prove very useful and popular. And how this program is flopping. It's a violation of NFSA. An entire program of Spirit Act has benefit could be raised to society and better for public support for pregnant women. So here the data about comparison of the year. Percentage of pregnant women received PMVY installment. Next is about the bigger tragedies, relevant systemic inertia. So how it's a mixture of loud religious fervor, the dip at Mahakumbh, bustling railway stations, crowds, and ceaseless proclamations. Lies is a better pill to swallow, and the must-be recent tragedy that stampede at New Delhi railway station on Feb 15. The stampede of how Feb 15 has once exposed to the chinks in armor. The half truth is that it is unavoidable. The stampede in New Delhi is unavoidable. It's avoidable? The answer is yes, it was. Amidst the noise and shifting of the blames, that seeds of tragedy, in any ground control scenario, stampede is averted. It's averted by thus ensuring smooth, largely unidirectional, implementing bottlenecks, barricading, and the special unreserved train to Prayagraj, platform number 12, when there was already a massive crowd of unsearched, unreserved passengers. Control room with CCTV is becoming a bottleneck. So claim of massive crowds announces over a 15 lakh of passenger traveled nearly 350 trains. Can you imagine? It's a 50 lakh peoples traveling nearly in 350 trains and to Prayagraj in February. And simple calculation, there is a nearly 300 unreserved passengers packed like a packed like a sardines. New Delhi is a focal point of traveler from north in India, and magnitude of crowd is been anticipated. Bathing days at a Kumbh, and many crowd is more gathered at bathing days. At the ticket sales toward the evening week is a line of defense. So they convert in huge number. Festival times also draw a huge crowd. Special trains run says route fairly to ferry passengers. Conflicting statement is such additional security, personal creation of holding areas, better CCTV monitoring, stopping sales of that hardly a rocket science. But we are not a grief of victim. It would be tempting calling it a tragedy. So Railway kept changing its narrative from denial to dilutions of obsession and staggering cynicism echoes railways habits, prematurely attributing them every mishaps near accident to cyber. Another flaw is that high level of inquiry is required in a train accident in the contrast of a Commission of Railway Safety (CRS) and independent Ministry of Railways. So the heart of the issues run on deeper is that there is an ingrained malaise with a railway, supposed lifeline of nations, and until the railway confronts its own inertia, tragedies such as these will continue, written of unfortunate inevitabilities rather than preventable failures. So their system should be maintained so that these inevitabilities are unfortunate and it's preventable failures. That is just ending the summary here. So next is about the impact of ethanol in environment. So the concern about ethanol blended petrol EBP program in that die in Andhra Pradesh, and the scientists with the farmers saying water resources are depleting, emissions from factories are polluting the air, water, soil, pollution causing air, water and soil. So the result of ethanol blending program, it's EBP, ethanol blending program. So there is addressing multiple concerns like growing energy consumption oil, emission from vehicle. Ethanol is made using a grain such as a broken rice and corn and is therefore said to be double farmer income as well. As 2024, there is a blend of percentages 15% in the countries and to meet 20% ethanol in petrol in 25-26. So it's the center announced the relaxation in the application of ceases in environment. Andhra Pradesh, Maharashtra, Haryana, Punjab are the highest number of ethanol factories. Factories in the country contributing to the substantial of overall production capacity of 947 crore. It's 947 crore in 2022 as per information provided by Union Minister of Consumer Food and Affairs and Food. And PW public distribution Sadhvi Nidhani Yojoti to Lok Sabha. So since 2024 there is continuous protest as Gumbodi, Argulam villages, EPP programs. All three villages were located near the canals drinking. Lok Yukta officials have said that these officials of control board to take action against the factory production of ethanol since 2008 in Gandipali. Much of confusion is like environmental clearance do not mention emission begin with. Expert says hazardous causing chemicals such as acetaldehyde, formaldehyde. These are releases. It's acetaldehyde, formaldehyde, acrolein as some emissions from ethanol factories in the East Godavari, Krishna and NTR district of state are per environmentalist. And they have distilleries fall in the red category. Plants and distilleries fall in red category, which means they have a pollution of 60 or more per central government norms but facilities. The farmer also fear that water guzzling factories leave them no water in their crops, and their fears are not unfounded. Scientists for People, a collective of scientists that for people collective in Hyderabad argue that grain-based ethanol factory requires 8 to 12 per liter of ethanol, and with the flow of perennial river, the Krishna being lean for most of the year. The factories located near rivers are located in near the groundwater, which means a conservation of rules. And Niti Aayog states that petrol was blended 20% of biofuel. and carbon dioxide is reduced by 30% in four wheels, 50% in two wheels, and this EB program is again achieved and negated by harmful chemicals released into atmosphere, and how it is impacting the other industrial manufacturers cannot afford pollution control by consuming rising production and labor cost. So after all, the collective goal remains the same: to work toward a green future. This cannot become at the cost of agriculture, health, and independent rights of people. So next is about slow and steady. It's about the influential criminal should be allowed to. The patients of family long wait the justice of may have been rewarded when Congress leader Sajjan Kumar sentenced a life imprisonment of 40-year-old man. 40-year-old man and his 18-year-old son boy fremised by mob during anti-Sikh program. An indeed Reuters mob was witnessed by some. This ominous information, first informations, was reported, and however the public outcry, political activism, change of regime over the year have ensured that Justice Runagat Mishra Commission, Justice Nanavati Commission, and Jane Agrawal opportunity been exploited. So it is a fixing of criminal liability. How did his guilt, belated conviction, and influential people can evade? Just have a look what's told. How influential criminals should not be allowed to evade justice indefinitely. Judiciary should be not taken in the hands. Next is about the 70 farmers is used to steal cash to sell their produce. The data is here showing that how the more than 70% of farmers still rely on a cash to sell their produce, source from data RBI, published by RBI. So the pre-COVID-19 years, the pandemic boosting the digital payment in sector economy. So chart 1 shows the share of farmer traders. This chart 1 shows here the farmer and traders, the various mode of payments of agriculture transition 2019, 22 and 24 of a comparison data for retailer. It's retailer, farmers and traders. So the 88% farmer used cash. It's cash for transactions. Share declined to 79% in 22. Second COVID wave further dropped to 72% post-pandemic. Meanwhile, the share farmer of electronic payment roses from 8% in 2019 to 14% in 22 and 80% in 2022. Here. Second is about chart shows the share of farmer using a various source of information market price produces. Close to 55% of farmer said that they sources their information trader in slight increase in 47% in 2019. It's 47% in 2019 and here the and for some farmers shows that it was a slight decrease in 51% in 2019. And next is chart 1 and 2 put together clearly shows that terms of business transaction information management and last section of farmer have remained insulated from digital practices. Chart 3 is the percentage of respondent. The surveyed farmers reasoning of crop damage during 2024 is on first one is it's unseasonal rainfall, pest attack, heat waves, deficient rainfall, dew, excess rainfall, hailstorm. So 90% farmers identify weather forecast as a major factor. Chart 4 shows the weather forecast 90%. Shows here that. Chart 5 illustrates the farmers that find retail prices that 60 government farmers 67% retail farming, 67% retail farming selling prices, farmers selling lentils, 60% gram chana. The share is lowest for perishable good item, 40% retail price for potatoes and mangoes. So moving to the next is why PWDs are worried about DPD rules. So I'm just giving a brief overview. I've already read this article. So let me just basically the section with the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology is MITI. Wrapping the public consultation of draft rule for digital personal data protection DPD Act 2025 23 by March 5, that disability rights activists are trying to get a key provision. It's a key provision of act amended of a draft pointing out that infantilize the person with disability PWDs, negates their decision making capabilities, and comes from misunderstood notion of how guardianship work for PWD. So what is basically provision states that section 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 90 is 91. Clubbing a children in PW has mandated that even in the case of adult PWs have legal guardians obtained from the guardian, and the draft rule have tried to address the issues by limiting the number of disability provision, that the activities and experts maintain there remain a significant challenge in its implementation. So what is the draft rule says basically? So DPD Act 2023 govern that recognizes both the right of individual to protect their personal data and need of their personal data for lawful proposal and for matter of connected share with the incidental thereto. So the act of language defines here the fiduciaries and those parties processing was section 2(1) of PW Act. Right of a person, PWD Act, and National Trust Welfare section with autism, cerebral palsy, mental retardation, multiple disability act, and being provided. It also could define the PWDs for section 9 to as individual who has long-term physical, mental, intellectual, sensory impairment. So being provided adequate and appropriate support, unable to take legally binding decision, individual who is suffering from any condition referring to autism, cerebral palsy, mental retardation, combination of any two. Such condition include suffering from severe multiple disability. So the guardian of PWD is a legal guardian and not mandatory, is governed by two laws. RPW Act 2000 and NT Act 99, both of which mandate a different role of guardians. So basically for PWD, public disabilities, person with disabilities negate their decision making, and for this many laws were provided for them, like a person is from autism, cerebral palsy, mental retardation. So there is basically a small conflict arises. Here the survey of 91 PWDs by policy think tank PCTA. It's PCTA and Saksham Disability. Has shown that about think tankers, these are 24.7%. Is 24.7% of them had a legal guardians, and amongst those responded who saw which law their guardians governed by the most of their number of RPW Act for provision of limited guardianship. So section reported plain reading here. Act and Nipul Malhotra, Nipman Foundation, who is leading efforts to lobby government, those efforts to section 9(1) of DPD Act itself has caused enough to chaos on how it would apply at home under circumstances. So how it is raised, like another issue highlighted by Saksham in their report, that concerns about the PWDs, about what the fate of their personal data, for instance right of body position section 9(1), whether they has user disability. Further, the Saksham has questioned the definition of data principle include legal guardian of PWD and a face of penal consequences. So, according to 23 accessibility evaluation conducted by Vidhi Center for legal policy, the 10 most app use platform like Paytm, Swiggy, Zomato, Flipkart have low accessibility scores. The persons are unable to maintain their right. So this is a legal guardianship of PWDs, while not mandatory, governed by two laws, RPD and the NT Act, and the survey among 91 PW by policy think tank PACTA and Saksham Disability has shown about 27.4% of the legal guardians. Sorry for the inconvenience, there is so much chaos in my house. So moving to the next article is about the cancer related mortalities increase the faster among women in past decades. So there is a 3 out of every 5 individual die in the cancer diagnosis, and additionally cancer related have increased faster among women. In the past decades, women cancer is increasing amongst women, and its percentage has changed, that it's 1.2 to 4% was annual percentage change, and then men it's 1.2% to 2.4% over the past decades. So here the it was by the analysis by Indian Council of Medical Research based on the figures presented by Global Cancer Observatory GlobeCan, presented by this 22 estimates. And GlobeCan is basically an online database providing global cancer for statistics and estimated the incidence mortality in 185 countries for 36 type of cancer and all the cancer sites combined. So analysis of the India's childhood and reproductive age group bear the age of lowest cancer risk developing and dying is 0.08% and 1.3% from cancer compared their middle age and geriatric counterparts. So as the population of India transmission from reproductive age group to middle age and geriatric age group, India is anticipated to witness the highest cancer burden of all time in near future, potentially exacerbated by looming cancers nodes. So it is the five most prevalent cancer affecting both gender collectively account for 44% of cancer burdens in India. And the highest and currently the country that is indicating a female exhibit higher crude incidence and crude mortality rates compared to males is based on population about 0.067 million, and the number of new cancer and cancer deaths observed during given time period by corresponding number individual population at a risk. The five most common cancers make up the 44% of country's cancer. So just tell me in comments what are the five most common cancers that in India. So let's have a summary and ending this session. So starting with the front page is about South will not lose the Lok Sabha seats on a delimitation seesaw. Government question a petition and apex court for lifetime ban on convicted politician. Next is about the love for each other defies the state borders. Ukraine US agree on a primarily mineral accord. Will not allow other languages to dominate, says telling. Third is a whooping 1.4 crore people take a holy dip on Shivratri as close to Mahakumbh draw to close. Fourth one is about a leap backward for maternity entitlements. Fifth is a bigger tragedy is the railways and its systemic inertia. Sixth is about the impact of ethanol environment. We have a further detailed analysis about this. And slow and steady, just have a look on this article. I have not covered this in much detail. Sixth is about seventh one covering about the 70% farmers still use the cash to sell their produce, digital impacts. And the eighth one is about the why the PWD is worried about DPD rules. Ninth is the cancer related mortalities increase faster among women in past decades. So that's for today. We're going to let's meet tomorrow with a new editorial. So if you like the editorial, just have a give me a feedback and comment what suggestions that anything can made. I will surely I will made try to made it the changes. So tomorrow we'll meet with a new article. Till now, stay safe. Thank you and good night.